Hey, I'm Dave. I make cigar box guitars. You can see my guitars at cbgworkshop.com, which is an online store that's hosted on Etsy. Today, I want to do a brief demo of an electric cigar box guitar. This build is very typical of cigar box guitars I make. I've sold dozens that are very similar to this. Perhaps a different box, although this all-wood Padron box is very popular. I think it makes a very attractive finished product. So let me talk about what's in this guitar. For starters, it's got a hardwood neck. This one is oak. I also use birch, maple, cherry, walnut, sometimes some exotic neckwoods I'll source from a local exotic hardwood store. Those make some really attractive guitars if you pick the right piece of wood. The neck has an angled headstock. It's called a scarf joint in carpentry land. The purpose of that angle is to provide a better break for the strings across the nut, which helps with staying in tune, eliminating buzz, all kinds of things that are good for the tone of a guitar. The nut on this one is carved bone. That provides a nice tone surface for the strings to sit on. The bridge down here is a hard piece. It's called a hard tailpiece bridge. And I really like these for several reasons. One is that each of the string saddles is independently adjustable in height and in length, and so that really helps me more precisely set the intonation of the guitar. The intonation is, does it stay in tune all the way up and down the neck? Do the notes ring clear up and down the neck? So it's really good for that. Other thing I like about it is you can mount this directly through the top of the box into the neck. The neck here goes all the way through to the back of the box. I'm going to show you more about the neck build in a moment. Has a single coil guitar pickup. I'll use other kinds of pickups as the mood may strike me. I've used humbuckers. I'll sometimes use color pickups. I've used some Cohiba boxes that have a nice red O in the Cohiba name, and I try to pair a red pickup with that. It just gives it a nice look. Volume and tone controls. Most of my builds have that. Occasionally I'll build without the tone control. Rarely, but I've done it, I'll build without any controls and just use the amplifier to control the volume, and then just get a very clean looking build. Now about the neck, here is a finished neck that is ready to be mounted in a box. And what I want to point out here is just a couple of things. One, there's this bit of extra bracing that you can see a little bit of outside the box, because the box goes right about where my finger is, and everything behind my finger is hidden by the box, and it gives a nice look to it, but more importantly, it provides support inside the box. With the electric guitars and the pickup, you have to make a notch in the neck wood, in addition to just kind of a cut down to make it fit in the box, and that creates a very weak point, potentially, where the neck could bend or break even. And so that extra piece at the bottom helps with that. In addition, I generally will put on these kind of side piece here that you see, the brown piece. That provides more support across the back here. I mean, there's just no way that's going to bend or break. That is a really rigid neck. It has a second advantage, that kind of side extender, is the hardtail bridge. I mean, bless their hearts, they're designed for cigar box guitars. This neck wood size is the standard use. It's a 1x2. It's actually 3/4 by 1.5 when you actually measure it. The screw points are just a little too wide, so with this extra width back here, it provides a nice platform to mount the hardtail bridge directly and very solidly into the neck, and that helps with all kinds of good things for the stability and tone of the guitar. Okay, so built well, look good. That's great, Dave. How does it sound? So let's just kind of demo that. And let me, while I'm firing this up, start by saying this is not a performance demo. This is just to show you the kind of sounds and tones that can come out of this kind of guitar. So my amplifier setup here is a cigar box guitar amp. Inside this cigar box, it's the amp head. There's a 2.5 watt amplifier on a chip that is driven by a 9-volt battery that's inside the box. So it's on the one hand kind of low power, but on the other hand it's got all the sound you might want. The speakers, this old stereo speaker cabinet I picked up somewhere. Crank up the tone a little bit. So nice clean tone. What's not to like about that? I like it a little messier generally. And so for that, I use this old Ibanez TS9 Tube Screamer effects pedal that I've had that for a long time. And that gives a nice, well, crunch tone, whatever you like. So my point there was, again, not to demonstrate my playing chops. I'm an okay player if the mood strikes me right, but rather just to demonstrate that there's a lot of tone that comes out of these guitars, and you can do really whatever you want with your amp setup and your effects if you have them, or just play it. So that's an electric guitar from CBG Workshop. I'm Dave. Thanks for watching. Cut. Okay, if that one isn't it, none is going to be.